Extrapolations. In the near future, the effects of climate change have settled into people's daily lives. 8 intertwined stories explore vital decisions which must be made when the planet changes faster than the population. This science fiction and drama series, released on Apple TV, consists of 8 episodes and features the participation of renowned actors in different roles throughout the development of the story. The story is, in itself, interesting and with an obvious environmentalist message. A message that actually makes you reflect on the climate change that we are currently experiencing in the world. A climate change that will get worse every year if we don't do something soon about it. What we didn't like were some of the stories presented, that we found them to be somewhat slow and weak in their arguments. The 8 stories presented are interconnected in one way or another with each other, culminating in an ending that seemed somewhat anemic and not at all shocking or surprising to us. This series has received many negative reviews for different reasons, but honestly speaking, we don't believe these are all accurate, as this production is not bad and it contains a good message. It's far from being very good or excellent, but it kept us entertained and engaged in thought because of the subject it explores throughout the 8 episodes. As for the production elements, such as the cinematography, set designs, and special effects, these are decent. We found the performances of the entire cast to be generally good, but none are memorable. Leaving aside any shortcomings that this production might have, we found it good and entertaining to watch because of the environmental issue it explores. An issue we should all pay more attention to before it's too late. We give this series 3 stars out of 5. Hello Tomorrow. In a retro-futuristic world, charismatic businessman Jack Billings leads a group of salespeople who seek to change the lives of their customers by selling them timeshare homes on the moon. This science fiction comedy drama series, released on Apple TV, consists of 10 episodes and has a story that seemed to us somewhat slow, interesting to some extent, but it does not fill or convince you completely, and unfortunately presents shallow and interesting characters because of a weak and somewhat dull script. To be honest, we did not finish watching this production, since we lost interest in continuing to watch it, and we base our review on the episodes we watched. It's not a bad series, we just couldn't really immerse, identify with, or assimilate the story, and that is why our interest simply vanished. As for the production elements, the retro-futuristic settings and set designs are very good, while the costumes and special effects are in themselves good. The performances of the entire cast seemed mostly decent to us, but as we said before, the characters lack depth, and this is not the fault of the actors, but of the script. The performance that we do highlight is that of the main actor, Billy Crudup, who does his role well for being convincing. So, in its entirety, this production seemed average to us, and that's why we give it a score of 2 stars out of 5. To watch or not to watch this series will depend on the taste of each viewer, as most likely someone else might appreciate it more than we did and watch it until the end. The Ark. The story follows the remaining crew of a colonizing spaceship known as Ark 1, who, after experiencing a catastrophic event, must strive to maintain the ship's course and survive until they reach the target planet. This science fiction series, released on the SyFy and AMC networks, consists of 12 episodes and has a story that we found it to be interesting and dramatic because of the subject it explores. The story makes you think about what would you do to survive if you only have few resources to live with while waiting to reach a destination that is still very far away. So, the plot is, as we say, interesting. The subplots or sub-stories present in the overall story, such as the relationships between the crew members, in this case help to maintain the development of the story, although at times these are somewhat slow or weak in their arguments. Still, the series in the end entertains you, and that's what matters. As for the production elements, such as the cinematography, costumes, and special effects, these are decent, but far from being very good. The performances of the entire cast are generally acceptable. In short, the series is a good option to watch if you're looking for a science fiction production with an interesting plot, so we give it a score of 3 stars out of 5. We inform you that the series has already been renewed for a second season. The Walking Dead, Dead City. Maggie and Negan find themselves in a post-apocalyptic New York in search of Maggie's son, Herschel, kidnapped by the bloodthirsty character, the Croatian. There, they must face a city where the survivors have turned it into their world of anarchy, danger, beauty, and terror. This spin-off series, part of the Walking Dead franchise, released on AMC, consists of 6 episodes, with the last one to be released on July 23rd. For us, being fans of The Walking Dead, the story seems somewhat weak, somewhat boring, and not very interesting, so to speak. To be honest, we don't find it very exciting or dramatic as the original series, and it does not fill you completely. Even so, we continue to watch it to see how the story ends. As for the production elements, such as the cinematography, makeup, set designs, and special effects, these are all good. The performances of the entire cast seem decent to us, but there are some actors who act in an average way, and some even badly. In summary, this production seems average to us in its entirety. That's why we give it a score of 2 stars out of 5.